5 sucks. It is the worst set of balance changes ever, and it highlights exactly my main issue with hero battlers. I'm gonna rant and play at the same time, so forgive my poor, potentially.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Alright, as I was saying, my potentially poor performance for what I'm gonna say here. So,
I'm no hero.
the reason I extremely dislike specifically Black Cat's changes are A, it made all of her abilities more expensive. I don't use any of them. I almost never use any of them. There's no reason to do so because most of the abilities are very situational and not something that would be useful in every single instance. I barely use the portal. I don't really see the point in using the portal. You could get yourself killed by using the portal, actually. Let's suppose that you want to allow your team to get into the back line. You know, that was my chance to use it right there. Now they're on point. You see how quick these things unfold like that? So, not really a whole lot of use in stuff like that. Most of the team died. That sucks. But anyway, the next thing is, you know, her damage. Like, she used to be able to wipe a team doing that, and now I cannot. It's much more difficult to play the character now. But then they get rid of her entire dash. They got rid of an entire whole dash and changed it to a cooldown. Now, the reason I think this is dog crap is because she's unlike Black Panther, who can actually reset his dash, which I still think he needs another one. I think he needs another one and still can reset both. I think if he like a great buff for Black Panther, because I feel like he's relatively useless unless you're a really high level player. When you're in the lower ranks, I don't really see why he doesn't have a second dash and he can reset both. I think he would be much more competitively viable and much better as a character if they had just kept Black Cat exactly how she was on launch, did nothing to address any of her kit, just let her be like that, and then instead of nerfing her, they could have brought up some of the other cast members that I feel are really struggling in the current meta. The first person I was gonna pick is Black Panther. I really do think he needs like 2 dashes and to be able to reset. Leave him pretty much as is otherwise. Like no changes to balance, like to try to like adding it, like NetEase likes to add stuff and then take stuff away. No, I think they should just be adding stuff. They should never be taking away ever. In order to maintain balance, if something comes out overcranked, you need to crank up all the other heroes so that they perform at that level. Buffing other people buffing a larger majority of the cast is a better decision to make, development-wise, than, you know, nerfing a character. And especially because these nerfs came a week after people were buying her skin. And a lot of people are, like, saying she kind of sucks now, she's kind of useless, she's kind of unpickable. And the only reason I keep picking her is because I was halfway through my champion grind, so even if I suck and can't get a single kill, I still wanted to get the champion logo on there. That doesn't prevent me from wanting to get the champion, but I do agree. I think she's completely unpickable in a lot of scenarios now because she can't reset her dash. And if you're going to argue saying that, oh, I don't like the idea of Black Panther getting 2 dashes that he can reset, I mean, come on now. Like, that's his main way of doing damage. What are you talking about? Of course he needs that. Because do you see him getting picked pretty much ever in, like, the highest level of play? The second thing I don't like about devs is they listen to the highest tier players and they try to maintain this air of having, like, a high level, high tier tournament stuff, and so they patch things based on the highest level players and what they can do with the character, and that leaves the rest of the people who don't play at that level pretty much ever, their main audience, their main way of making money, the people who, like, actually, like, make or break the game, the actual players, the non-competitive ones, like the like, top tier, #1 eternity or higher, whatever the highest rank is, players, they only listen to them. So they only listen to people like Boger and Flats and that other guy with the beanie that plays Iron Fist that I forget the name of, Mr. G or something like that. You know, the highest tier players are who they're listening to make all their changes, and then they just change it based off of how they see those top performers playing. And I think to myself, you know, if you're gonna do that, at least buff the other characters. Like, make the other characters perform at that same level so that everyone lower than that can actually have a fun time and feel like they're overpowered and feel like they're having a fun time. You know, eventually you'll get to the point where everybody sucks. It's a really terrible way to go about it. And I'll tell you why. I'll show you why. Like, you know, if Black Cat was such a problem, why can't I just go all the way up here?
All I have to do is build her.
She can't get me on the old patch. Iron Man was pretty much a problem for Black Cat. Like, you could just get out of her range. What is she gonna do against you all the way back here, where she can't hit you at all? If she's all the way over where those robots are, how is she gonna get over here? It's not gonna happen. It isn't gonna happen. When she's focused on drilling your backline, what's Iron Man doing? He's just killing her. And she's dying. You know? You could increase Iron Man's damage by 15%, and that would take care of her. She wouldn't be a problem anymore if Iron Man had, like, 20% more damage on his you know, his pulse and his laser. If you made Iron Man a little stronger, just him alone, that would have addressed the entire issue with Black Cat's kit. Alright, so here we go again. With Black Panther, right? BP, if he has 2 dashes, you know, he can do this, twice, and then he can kick once, and you're dead. Like, there is nothing Black Cat's gonna be able to do about that other than jump around. And she's not that that hard of a target to hit when you get used to where she goes and how she moves and stuff. What I also think Black Panther desperately needs, besides the second dash, is the ability to double jump anywhere instead of just only when you use it on a wall. His wall run is great, but I shouldn't have to wall run to use the double jump. And those two changes, Iron Man and Black Panther, would bring them up to performing at the same level that Black Cat was. Minimal changes, doing it's literally the laziest thing you could do, and it would work. Thirdly, Deadpool sucks. His fucking pistols are terrible. Like, you're not gonna hit shit like that. You know, these guys are stationary, but look at that. That's just awful. They need way more damage. Way more damage than this. Look, this is what body shots do. If I'm struggling to kill these bots after 5 shots, you know, look at that. That's terrible. In practical gameplay, you can maybe get like 1 shot off. This is practical gameplay. Let's say that I'm actually playing the game. You can actually only pretty much hit like 1 of these shots because they're jumping all over. They're moving all over like this. They're going this fast all over the screen. All over this fast. So you have to go like this in order to even fight them at all. So that's why I'm saying the damage sucks on his pistols, because this is what it looks like. You maybe get 1 hit, and that was a headshot, and then you miss everything else. You see how much damage that does? The guy's still not dead, and I've fired 30 shots now. Because, you know, it's really hard to do that on console. You know, so most of the time, this is what it looks like. It looks like I'm trying to shoot him, and I'm barely getting anything. That's what actual gameplay looks like because of the movement. So they need to upgrade his fucking pistols because they're terrible. They're absolutely terrible. Alright, now on to Storm, who I think definitely needs another buff. I think she should be hitting her shots at a much higher damage rating than they already have. I think we should be getting magic level damage off of these things, because look, he's stationary. Easy to hit stationary, but you have to take into consideration the actual movement, you know, and aim and stuff. A lot of people really struggle with this. I think that it would be better if they gave her a little bit more damage, or gave her a little bit less cooldown on her lightning, or something like that. It would make it way easier for her to be able to do something about Black Cat as well. Or bring the cooldown on this down. Leave it how it is, but bring the cooldown on this mode way down. So it's not like at 15 seconds. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. You should be getting this way more quick than that. And that alone would be enough of an answer. Meanwhile, they bring out this brand new character, and he can just do this. And that's it. You go like that, and boom, dead. Go like that, boom, dead. Just like that. No problems. Look, it's just absolutely ridiculous how much damage this guy does. He does magic level damage from a range. Quicker than magic can do it. I honestly don't feel like there's a lot of, you know, a lot of, things that magic can really do at this point, this late in the game. Like, I really feel like she's nearly unpickable, because, you know, she just doesn't have the ability to get in there. She really just can't get in there anymore. You know, I just don't see Magic's getting picked a whole lot because she just can't get in there anymore. With people like Cyclops gunning you down to like 25% health when you just started the engagement before you could even react to it, like, what is she gonna do? If she only gets this far, look, see, he can't punch that far. That's it. That's your one chance at it. Once you've done that, that's it. Now you're like taking 100 or something damage because the rest of the teammates are all shooting you. You're getting shot by 6 people. So you only have time to really, at this distance, you only really have time to go like that one time. It worked there, but you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm too far away. I don't have my dash ready yet. What can I do? I can't reach that guy. That's what I'm saying is like a lot of the instances it's going to be that guy in the middle that you're trying to go for and you can't reach him and now you have to back out of the whole fight because you've already taken too much damage. Like that's how it goes. A majority of the time I get into fucking engagements, like I barely get a chance to like do that. I can't ever do the combo. Like it's not something that you can really ever do because they just stop it. Like it's just not something that people fall for. They'll use movement as a weapon and go like over here or do some crazy crap that sometimes I even feel like there must be like some sort of cancel or something that makes them move even faster than they normally should, like, or like a Jeff bubble, you know, something that makes them almost near impossible to hit. So you get like the one slash and now they're over here and then they're over here and they're over there and then they go over there and you're just chasing them and hoping you can hit them one time. You can't. And you do all your abilities, you miss. Oh no, you miss. Now you're just having to run away and wait for the second. You know, stuff like that. It just feels like she can't do anything because, you know, the second you start engaging, you're almost dead every time because of this Cyclops guy. It's just not something that's plausible. And then most of the time, I can't get in there close enough to make use of this character, so this is how much damage she does at... That guy is where I normally can engage from. Anything closer than that, if I get anywhere close to the enemy, like within this distance, I'm dying, like crazy quick. Crazy quick, I'm getting destroyed by like 6 people, and I'm all by myself because nobody's on point, nobody's helping for the team fight. So it's just you solo against like 4 people, like that. But the as soon as you get to this distance right here, this engaged distance, you're dying like crazy quick. You wouldn't believe how quick your health goes from 250 to nothing. Like you just die before you can even do anything at all. And so yeah, I think Cyclops definitely, or I mean, sorry, Psylocke needs some serious buffs too. Like Johnny does. Like it's really hard to hit this. Like this is how normal movement looks. This is how you have to track. This is how quick like they can move all over. You have 6 people to deal with and they're everywhere and they're moving around like crazy. So your aim usually looks like this. This is what it normally looks like. And maybe you'll get a single hit, but most of these are going to be misses. Like I can't hit that guy. He's over here now. Oh, now he's over here now. I can't hit that guy. And, you know, my point is, you could go ahead and, like, buff the output. Like, you can really adjust the damage of characters I feel like underperform. Like, look, you can barely hit this guy. And they still have not fixed the hitbox. So, like, you see how I can miss... I can miss the shot on the left. You see how that missed? But if I do it on the right, it actually hits him. You see how I wasn't aiming on him? I was aiming like at that part. Look, I'll show you on this guy because he's slow. So look, watch. You see how I missed that one, but I didn't miss that one? You see where my reticle's placed? So watch again. Here, I'll go to the left side, but I won't be on his hitbox. And bam. But I'll be on the right side. Oh, whoops, sorry. Let's do from the hand. Okay, that's a miss, right? But look. I'm not even on him. You see how I'm not on him like that? And I'm still hitting him anyway. How is that happening? Alright, I'll show you with an even more accurate character. One that is very precise. This is a hit scan character. So, look. Right off the shoulder. I'm not on him. I'm not on him. You see how I'm starting to hit him? But watch this. When I do the same thing on this side, no hits. But when I do it on this side, like off of his arm, I'm hitting him. You see how I'm hitting him like that? See how that works? Instead, they need to shift that on the right hitbox into the center. Take it back to into the center. So then, that way, when you're not quite on target, you can actually get hits on him, even if you're not quite on target on either side. Instead, it's only on the right side. Like, the game's helping you only on the right side, but it doesn't work on the left side. You see that? Isn't that crazy? Now I am, but that's because I was hitting his hand. But you see what I mean? Like, they still have yet to fix that. There's other fundamental issues that people were complaining about. There's some bugs still going on with Penny that hasn't been fixed for 9 months. I think Mag needs probably more damage for sure. Like, he already does a lot, it looks like, from here, but I mean, when are you going to get 5 hits on Cyclops? I mean, look, this is 5 hits. You need 5 hits. A lot of the times, you're not going to be engaging him from close enough to get this damage. You see how much damage that does? A lot of the time, you're going to be engaging him from over here. You're not going to even be able to hit him. Look. I'll show you here. This is the average damage you'll actually be doing. Like, you see that one? That little damage right there? It's the fall off. A lot of the times you're gonna be engaging doing that. And it takes like 8, 9 shots to do it, and he has 10. He has 10. The only time you're gonna be up this close to be able to do this kind of damage, you're not gonna be hitting those shots, you're gonna be missing those shots. You're not gonna be hitting unless you've got God tier aim. A lot of players do not have aim like that. So, how does the character actually perform in practical? Not very good. There's a lot of characters I think are way weak / completely underpowered that definitely need help, especially when you're dealing with healers, and it's going unaddressed. Like, there's characters, I don't even feel like Black Cat in the original patch, how she was before they made all the changes, I don't think she was the biggest offender. I'm sorry, I don't feel like she was more broken than Angela, who is a flying tank. Like, a really good Angela player can kill the shit out of Black Cat. It ain't no big deal. It ain't no thing. It's not a problem. It's not hard at all to deal with her at all. Really not a big deal. Black Cat is nearly finished with any flyer. Anyone who can fly, completely finished. She didn't have any practical way of dealing with flyers, just like all the other dive characters except for Spider-Man. If you can manage to hit a flyer with his web, then yes, Spider-Man gets the instant zip towards that flyer and then gets the punch off. Like, really easy stuff. Very easy to take out Iron Man with Spider-Man. Very easy to take out Iron Man with Wanda. Very hard to do it with Black Panther, even though they finally fixed his kick and made it omnidirectional now, which was a great change. I actually appreciated that one. It was ridiculous. But anyway, I can just melt pretty much everybody with this character. Not even a big deal. Like, he's just way too broken.
Contingency plans needed.
Look at how broken this guy is. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous how broken this guy is. He's just too broken. I mean, look, we just won that whole push. We just won that whole push because of me. If I can pick up the character and do that kind of shit with him after that long, like, oh, dude, Punisher almost just fucking died there. Look at that. How did that happen? Okay, I died because I was being dumb, but you know what I mean. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous what he can do. We already got the point. Like, they couldn't do anything about me in the time that it took. That guy died just like that. I mean, I'm barely even trying. I'm not even really doing that good, and I'm just getting rewarded for poor play by this character. Like, it's really nothing big. It's not a big deal. Like, all you gotta do is keep shooting and hope for the best. Look, look, that guy's dead. He's just dead. Just like that. Like, their main tank is out of there in like half of a second. Like, this guy is unbelievable. He's unbelievable level. It's like, you know, they're like, okay, get off Black Cat and just hop on Cyclops and you'll get the same effect. Like, this guy's way more egregious. Like, are you kidding me? You gotta be joking. You gotta be joking how good this guy is. He can just take out the penny nest. He doesn't even have to get anywhere close to the penny nest. He can just take out the penny nest.
I am ready to.
I'm already at 7 KOs, and this is my very first match on this guy, and I'm at 7 kills. I've never played this character, ever. This is my very first time actually getting him in a match. And you're telling me I've got 7 KOs just like that? Like, you can't do that with Magic. You can't just hop on Magic and get 7 kills on your very first try. You would be dying all over the place. You see what I mean about the engagement distance? Like, a lot of the times out of 10, you're gonna be having to deal with this. It's really difficult. It's really difficult to do that with your thumb. Like, you'll see. Look, I just took out their whole team right there. Look, that's 3 people dead. 4 people dead because of me. Just like that, they lost the whole push. They were doing pretty good. They had some decent positioning, and they just lost the whole push for that. Like, look at that. Yeah, that was my fault. I ran in on a Namor. That was pretty good, actually. Good job for him. He took out our main issue, which is me. But you see what I mean? Like, it's just too much damage. Oh wow, I died to a penny mine. Wonderful. Like, that's so classic.
If the battle's not done, neither am I.
But, in general, I just feel like he's just absolutely bonked. He's just absolutely bonked. Like, what is Punisher gonna do?
Thanks for the boost.
It comes down to who's got better aim. Oh, I see. It's just like the dragon. Ah, I see. So those are movement abilities.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Yikes. I'm just sitting here waiting for something.
I am ready to put on a show.
Why is she way up there doing that?
Shields up.
Okay then. Thought that would for sure help, but it didn't.
Quite that easy.
You got them all.
Anywho, I still feel like he's super broken, even though I'm kind of struggling a bit. Like, he's just way too good
That's it. Don't let anything stand in your way.
compared to a lot of other characters. You see what I mean about them moving around like that? Like, this is how it normally goes.
It's spider time.
Okay, I was definitely shooting the Punisher, but somehow I totally missed both shots. Okay, no, it didn't even register that I had shot him that time, but whatever.
This officially makes us BFFs now.
It takes a lot more work than I thought.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Right on target.
Disappearing.
My healing factor can't keep up.
Anyone willing to help?
Thanks for the boost.
Here's some foe.
Come on. Track your giant talking squirrel.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Bumped and beautiful, baby. Does a loot icon do bonus damage?
Us against the world. Get that vehicle moving again.
My healing factor can't keep up.
Oh, okay, I guess there's a specific range to that.
Only 60 seconds left. Chaos!
This should help.
Get that vehicle moving again. Everybody needs a hand sometimes. Or a dagger. Down to 30 seconds. I am ready to put on a show. Be myself. It's spider time!
Oh no, I died.
Going to overtime.
Anyway, I gotta end the stream soon, but the point I'm trying to make here is that Black Cat is literally unpickable. Her nerfs were unacceptable. There were way too many. All of them made her kit worse. She she performs at a level that is significantly worse than her previous iteration, and that the changes they made are tantamount to that of an a rework. Like, it's not even the same character anymore. And the fact that they thought that was a good idea to do, instead of, you know, readdressing some of the less performing characters, the ones that are underperforming, seems to me pretty ridiculous. And the fact that I just went 21-7 and have more damage than everybody else, and, you know, the third highest final hits is pretty crazy. Like, for a first game on that character, that seems pretty insane to me. But yeah, that being said, stream over. Catch me on the next one. The only reason I really wanted to stream this was because I wanted to point out how ridiculous it is that my main got nerfed to the high heavens like you wouldn't believe, and more so than I think she deserved. I definitely don't agree with nearly any of the nerfs, and I don't agree with nerfing stuff in general. I think if you're gonna be a dev for a hero shooter, you should let all the characters on the whole roster feel overpowered, and then let it come down to individual player skill for how that character performs. And if people complain, get better. Your skill isn't at the level that it needs to be to succeed. Sorry, that's just how it goes. You're not as good as everybody else. And that's okay. You don't have to be. That's why there's skill tiers. You know, if you're stuck in gold, you're stuck in gold. That's just how it works. Like, there's nothing too bad about that. You know, it's not a big deal. It's not huge. You know, you got other things going on for you besides being a rivals player. Like, don't worry about it. Slip down into bronze. You'll feel really fine after that. You'll start really having fun again. You might want to rank up. You might think you deserve a higher rank. But, I mean, at the end of the day, isn't it more fun to just be getting crazy amounts of kills and look like the hero for your team? If you're gold and you're trying to look like the hero, just slip down to bronze. Everybody's going to think you're the greatest bronze player in the world. You might not like it because, hey, you're in bronze, but at the same time, it's like, hey, the game just got playable. You know? I'm actually having fun. I'm actually getting kills. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. But nerfing a character as much as they did is unacceptable. It's just terrible. It's lazy. You release a character and expect people to think, hey, this is how the character is going to play. Instead, you changed a core fundamental way of how her kit works and made her entire kit worse and not work the same way it did on launch. It's the same thing as Overwatch removing Hanzo's split arrow and changing how Hanzo worked. It was ridiculous then, and it's still ridiculous now. I hate this shit. Shit pisses me off that you guys release a character and then completely change them. It's ridiculous.